lunches maybe got a little bit better because of what health experts told parents and schools. So they started providing students with vegetables.
Oh, take me back to the 1920s then. Never mind. I just saw how I look like. I don't think that would be the most viable option for me. What's good, YouTube? Today we're gonna be looking at 100 years of school lunch. Yo, school lunch is already terrible now, or at least when I went to school. But I want to see if it was terrible 100 years ago. Without further ado, let's get started.
Today, we're gonna be recreating and tasting 100.
Okay, did I just see McDonald's? Yo, ever since we had Michelle Obama as the first lady, I feel like school lunch just went downhill from there. Wouldn't the lunch ladies have fun back there? Because what is this white substance? This just looks so boring to me.
Years of school lunches.
Okay.
Starting off with 1910, a school lunch only cost 3 cents, and this is what a fridge looked like.
Oh,
So in 1910, schools
3
weren't
cents?
actually required to provide lunch for students. A lot of students brought their lunch from home. The lunch that the school did provide
all right. Are they in prison or in school? What are y'all packaging in this? What do y'all title this item? Package of just slime? You can't tell me this is edible.
wasn't the best option. It was usually like a pecan soup and like a slice of bread and some rice. This is what
Okay.
they had to work with at the time. And you know what? I'm actually excited to try it.
All right, here's a 1910 school lunch. I brought my friend Brian to come taste test all of these with me, and we're gonna rate them from 1 apple
This just looks like a punishment, if anything.
to 5 apples. 1
Let's
being
get
the
it.
worst, 5 being the best.
Gotta be a
Let's go
1.
for a bite. Cheers. Tastes like I just ate a chalkboard.
It's very salty.
It seems kind of boring. I mean, what if we did it with the rice? Let me try it with the rice. Maybe with the
It
rice
gotta be
makes
better.
There we go. It's kind of a little bit better, like the rice balance.
The rice,
Oh my-
the rice definitely balances it out. I give this
Yo, it's 1910, so were people of my kind even getting lunch? Matter of fact, they probably had better eats than whatever this is, because the color and consistency is just throwing me off. I never want to eat green soup.
a 2 apples out of 5. How about
Okay.
you?
I'd say an apple and a half.
All right, let's move on to 1920, where school lunch only cost 7 cents, and this is what fridges look like.
We're
Damn.
now in the roaring 20s. 10 years later, school lunches maybe got a little bit better because of what health experts told parents and schools. So they started
Okay.
providing students with vegetables. As you can see, I'm making frozen vegetables, and this is what they used at the time to make the process quicker
Not
and
bad.
easier.
Not bad.
Surprisingly, they offered
Butter?
students grilled cheese. They thought cheese might have some protein.
Oh, take me back to the 1920s then. Never mind. I just saw how I look like. I don't think that would be the most viable option for me. But grilled cheese? That's actually valid, bro. You see, back then they actually cared.
And calcium in it. And speaking of calcium, they
Damn.
introduced milk for the very first time, and it's in school lunches till this day. So
The fact that I'm salivating over a grilled cheese goes to show that school food needs to do better.
1920 school lunch was a grilled cheese sandwich with a side of vegetables, a piece of bread, and
Okay.
some milk.
Amazing.
We've officially made it to the 1920s, where they're having grilled cheese, vegetable, and bread. I think the 2 bread is like a little redundant, but
Yeah.
cheers.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna eat like a pea sandwich.
You know, they had it good in the 1920s. If this was my lunch,
Yeah, that's
I would have been
valid.
like, please let me get second.
If I was a kid and I got this to school lunch, 5 apples.
5 apples, I agree. I mean, this is you can't go wrong with grilled
Facts.
cheese sandwich. Let's just go ahead and give the
But there's no way the grilled cheese looked like that. If they had to toast every bread for every student, oh bro, it would have been GG's. No, like you're gonna have to pay more.
vegetable try.
Let's try it.
Ugh.
Bland, boring.
Tastes the same as it did in 1920, I'm sure.
Let's head into the next decade.
Let's do it.
10
Okay.
years later, we're in the 1930s, where a school lunch costs about 10 cents and a refrigerator looks
Valid.
like this.
This is
Okay, hold on. So who was serving the school food? R. Kelly? If you were to package this and you told me to just drink whatever this is, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not. Let me Google search how much 10 cents was back then. In 1920 is $1.58. Okay, so that's not even that bad. $1 can't get you anything nowadays.
the Great Depression era where most schools could not afford providing hot lunches for their students. So they went with something cheap and easy like a vegetable soup. This was something that they could make in big batches and was very inexpensive to make. They also provided peanut butter sandwiches. I
Not
know it's
bad.
kind of weird. I was expecting peanut butter and jelly, but they were just doing peanut butter sandwich.
Hot take. Peanut butter sandwiches are better than peanut butter jelly sandwiches at times. When you put too much jam on a peanut butter sandwich, I'm sorry. Like, that's when you did too much.
So in the 1930s, they served up a hot vegetable soup with a peanut butter sandwich, an apple, and milk.
Valid.
1930, keep in mind, this was the Great
valid.
Depression era. You remember what
Hold on. Why did y'all take away the extra bread?
I said? So they had to keep things a little simple. I don't know about this whole peanut butter and soup combo. Seems a little weird to me, but let's just give it a shot. Let's start with the soup.
I'm dipping the peanut butter sandwich into the milk.
This is gonna be kind of.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple soup. They had to just make a whole batch of it and just hand them out to kids left to right. So it's not bad. Let's combo this with the. It's just peanut butter sandwich. It's not peanut butter jelly. All right, let's take a shot.
Let's go.
Ironically enough, peanut butter sandwiches are better than what they give us nowadays. You all know how crazy that is?
Very dry.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm in the 1930s, Great Depression, things are tough. I'm not mad. I'm gonna rate this.
Oh, it
a
is the Great
3 out of
Depression.
5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5. I can agree with that.
Cool. On to the next. We've made it to
Okay.
1940, where a school lunch costs about 22 cents and a refrigerator looks
Still
like
not
this.
bad.
In the 1940s, every US state had federally sponsored lunch programs. And they made this one dish called cream chipped beef. And all it is you heat up some butter, flour, milk, and you chop up this dried beef. I've never even seen this
Dried
item
beef?
in my life before. You chop that up and you pour that into
Isn't that basically beef jerky at this point?
the milk mixture and then just pour that over toast. So in the
Ugh.
1940s, they provided cream chipped
Ugh.
beef, rice pudding, vegetables, and some milk.
Whoever made the rice pudding, give them a raise. But this just looks like a weird food combination. Matter of fact, 1940s, y'all gave us a hint on what future school food would look like.
We are in 1940, and this cream chipped beef just looks.
That looks
smells
depressing.
bad. It looks bad. I don't know what they were thinking at the time, but this was actually the era where all schools had like lunch programs. Let's go in with the first bite. Cheers, man.
Cheers, bro.
Whoa, that beef is salty. Wow. Huh. Brian can't handle it. You all right? It's not pleasant at all.
You know what? Maybe it's because there was war going on during this time and y'all gave the good food to the army. That's what I'm gonna assume.
If I was in the 1940s, I wouldn't be looking forward for the cream chipped, but definitely that rice pudding.
You would be in the army.
Oh, yeah, I would be definitely looking forward to that, and probably not touching the cream chipped beef.
I have to give this a 1 apple rating.
I agree.
Don't make this at home.
Don't make this at home.
I don't think anybody wanted to. I'm sorry, I'm never ordering dried beef.
Let's hope the next decade is better. We're now in the 1950s. The population has grown so much because of the baby boomer era. That's where the term boomers came from. And an average meal costs about 35 cents, and this is what refrigerators look like.
And thanks to the population increase, meatloaf was introduced in school in order to feed all the kids. It was easy
Okay.
to make in big batches, it was filling and nutritious. It was also really simple to make and it didn't take any special equipment. Also, as a
Okay.
side dish, they served tomato wedges. It's kind of weird, but maybe they thought it was healthy. So in the 1950s,
I could barely eat tomato slices, and y'all are giving out wedges. If you eat tomatoes for fun, you have some odd taste buds, bro. I don't even like cherry tomatoes.
school lunches was meatloaf, tomato wedges, jello, and
Okay.
milk.
Milk has
Okay.
been a star in a lot of these decades.
It's
So
been
let's
there
go ahead
every
and dig
year.
into the meatloaf and see how it is.
Meatloaf.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't know if I'm hungry or if it tastes really good.
I'm not mad at it. If I was a kid in the 1950s and they gave me meatloaf for lunch, I'll be like, cool, it's meatloaf day. Well,
Palate cleanser.
tomato. I guess this is a palate cleanser.
The
You know,
whole
the
thing.
combination of tomato and meatloaf really works together.
Food's starting to taste a little bit better.
I actually like it. I'm gonna keep eating this. I give this 5 apples.
Okay, I wonder if food was frozen back in the day though. Cause I'm thinking the preparation that this probably took had to be a couple hours. Granted, they probably had like about 50 students, but still.
5 apples.
I give it 5. What do you give it?
But you're being quite generous. I'm gonna give it 3.5. 3.5 apples. Because we got some better stuff coming up, so.
Oh, yeah. 1960. It's actually a really exciting year because of one reason, which I'm gonna tell you in a bit. An average school meal cost about 50 cents, and a refrigerator looked like this.
The
Not bad.
1960s is probably my favorite era because it's the first time pizza was added to the menu. And of
Oh.
course, the pizzas came in squares. Processed and pre-packaged food
Valid.
also made its way into
Oh.
school kitchens. But in order to balance out the pizza, schools provided a simple salad as a side dish.
Now we're talking. Anybody that was working as a lunch lady, y'all better have given them more than teachers, because this is the type of stuff we gotta see, bro. Especially if it's fresh.
This was actually the beginning of schools easing up on high nutritious meals. So in the 1960s, a school lunch was pizza, simple salad, chocolate pudding,
Chocolate
and fruit juice.
1960, they finally introduced pizza to schools. My favorite era so far. So let's take a slice, and they were
Okay.
only square.
Yeah, they were all
No more milk though? Did y'all at least introduce chocolate milk? Or are we still like a little racist still?
square, only cheese, never had pepperoni.
Never pepperoni. I mean, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So let's just go ahead and take our first bite. Tastes just like it, right?
Dude,
It's so close to what we had in
It's
school.
exactly the same. Another thing about school lunch is when you got this pizza, you didn't touch any of the other stuff. You were happy with your pizza.
You ate this, you threw the rest away.
It really depends, because nowadays, when I went to school, at least, the pizzas were like pretty like dry. Like they weren't dry, but they were like a little cold. Yo, whoever likes cold pizza, more power to you. I'm sorry, I like my pizza warm.
But we're not kids anymore, so I'm gonna have some of this salad.
You can have a salad.
Salad is actually good though.
I'm giving this five apples, easily.
I gave Meatloaf 5 apples. I gotta give this 5 apples. I'm done with that salad, not touching it anymore. See you guys in the 70s. Where disco was
Y'all didn't try the chocolate pudding though.
alive and well, nutrition wasn't a big thing. An average school meal cost about 75 cents, and a refrigerator looked like this.
Why are all refrigerators built like a weird rectangle? Why can't y'all just make it perfect? All of them had some weird ass builds.
In the 1970s, nutrition standards weakened throughout the decade. Because of all the cost-cutting measurements, it compromised the quality of meals and increased the amount of processed food
That's
hamburgers
good.
and french fries. As you can see, I'm using fresh meat, but schools got frozen, already cooked meat.
Of course, your school lunch is gonna taste better in this video because y'all are actually preparing them with real ingredients. The beef that we was getting looked like it could have had some sort of salmonella, been aged for a couple of days, maybe some mold on it. So I feel like it's not the best comparison at times.
Just needed to get heated up. They also provided french fries as a side dish, which made the meal lack a lot of nutrition. So in the 1970s, school lunches was a hamburger, french fries,
Amazing.
Jello, and
Amazing.
Coke.
We're finally
Yo,
here in the
bring this
70s.
back.
I'm excited. You know, pizza was fun, but burger, in my opinion, is better. Let's have a bite.
Go for it.
Look at that. That
Perfectly
is just
cooked.
amazing.
Cheers.
If it tasted like this, I would actually look forward to going to school. You know, school got depressing when you didn't even look forward to lunch anymore. I started looking forward to lunch just to talk to my friends. There was a time where I just didn't even care about getting food.
This was well done.
You could definitely taste the dryness of it. We're not complaining because we're not having pea soup. And of course they gave French fries, which is awesome. Love that. Perfect fry.
Great meal. All in all. 5 apples?
I give this 5 apples. I'll skip the Jello if I was, but the Coke, I'm happy about that too. 5 apples for sure. All right, on to the next.
Y'all should have chose Dr. Pepper instead, but I'm not complaining. Even the apple juice tastes a little tangy nowadays.
Amazing.
Now we're in 1980. Back to the Future just came out, one of my favorite movies. An average school meal cost about $1, and a refrigerator looked like this.
Still weird ass refrigerators. Y'all gotta build normal rectangle sized refrigerators.
In the 1980s, nutritional standards got even worse. School lunch programs got a
Yo, who cares? Make it worse. Y'all know that everyone that goes to school is not a big bag, right? If I'm a moderately sized human being, I could use some chicken nuggets and some burgers, bro. Y'all ain't gotta make everything depressing.
budget cut of $1 billion. Because of the budget
billion?
cuts, even more processed foods made it into school kitchens.
The way that nugget is ripping apart doesn't look real though. It looks like goo.
They provided kids with chicken nuggets because the process of making them was really simple and all they had to do is just heat it up in the oven. So in the 1980s, school lunches were chicken nuggets, french fries, vanilla pudding, and Coke.
And here
It's insane how processed foods are cheaper and I'm pretty sure they probably take longer to make in terms of producing the food.
it is, the 1980s school cafeteria food. Like I said, they kind of gave up on the whole health thing.
Good.
Budgets got cut, so they're
Good.
just like, feed them whatever. Cheers.
Good.
Yeah. Bomb.
No ketchup?
Interestingly, they gave us vanilla pudding, which we've had it in the past decades, but again, doesn't seem like the healthiest option, but let's go ahead and give that a shot.
Vanilla pudding is probably the best pudding, not gonna lie. Actually, no, chocolate pudding is.
Cheers. Pure sugar.
Yeah, I think my rating.
I don't know if this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. Ranch is better on chicken nuggets and fries than ketchup is. 100%. I don't care. Argue with yourself. Ranch is the greatest condiment ever known to mankind.
On this, because the pudding was whack, I'm gonna go ahead and give this 3.5 apples.
3.5 apples. I give it a 4 apples because chicken nuggets, fries, and Coke kind of kept everything afloat as far as like a kid that doesn't care about his health. Let's go see what the 90s have in store.
You know what? What about this? Anyone that is morbidly obese, belly hanging out like queso, dragging his belly across the floor looking like Big Hero 6, those are the people that we're gonna restrict food from. But the people that, you know, are just moderately, you know, built like me, just give them the food. Just allow them to eat what they want because they're still gonna be good.
For us, and this decade is actually
It's a win-win.
our decade.
That's right. Let's go.
And imagine the amount of kids that would probably slim down so they could be able to eat these sort of foods? Make me president.
This is when the internet became super popular, and an average meal cost about $1.50,
Damn.
and a refrigerator looked like this. You're probably wondering to yourself, why are we in a car? And that's because of one reason.
In the
Right.
1990s, it was the peak of unhealthy meals. Schools allowed McDonald's and other fast food restaurants to sell their products in school. This
Do you know how amazing this has to be as advertisement? If you're having people go into school eat your burgers, imagine what they're gonna do after school when they can't stop.
would allow school cafeterias to ease up on making nutritional food for students and focus on
All
making
right, fruit cocktails are amazing.
side
I
dishes
never
and
had a
more
problem with
snack
these.
items. So in the 1990s, school
Water?
lunches was McDonald's, simple salad, a fruit cocktail, and
Oh.
Powerade.
Here it is, the
Powerade.
1990 school lunch that
Like, I love Powerade and Gatorade because they market it as like, oh, these are for sport athletes. But let's be real. Most of the time, bro, we would just drink this recreationally. Yes, we would use it when we are running and stuff like that. But a lot of times, bro, I'll drink it while playing video games, bro.
we used to get.
Yeah.
Now, one thing to note, we didn't always get McDonald's. That was like a special day.
yeah.
All right. Opening up this wrapper, I was super excited as a kid. It's just like a super simple burger. I was always excited. Here we go.
Okay, the burger that they made in this video looks better than that concoction. I will say that looks a little depressing.
This was the best. I want to point out one more thing. Remember the Powerade?
For me, Powerade always came second to Gatorade, so I was always kind of bummed when I got Powerade.
Yeah,
True.
I know. I'm gonna take
True.
a sip.
Yeah.
You're good?
I'm gonna get off the Powerade.
Yeah, that's good. And then the fruit cocktail.
Bro, you're an adult now. Like, come on, a little Powerade sip wouldn't hurt.
I remember this. It came in little cups, plastic
Yeah.
cups. I remember I was like, I'm being so healthy by eating this. They thought this was healthy, but it's just pure sugar, but it's absolutely delicious. I would rate this.
Now that I think about it, it was sugary, bro. What was the whole point of giving us fruits if it's gonna be sugary? I thought this was supposed to be like here's the junk and here's just a little something to cool off on the side. But no, it's just junk on junk.
5 apples because it's McDonald's. I was always excited about it.
I'm gonna give it 4 apples. As a little kid, 5 apples times a million. Like, I would have been so stoked to get this.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hop over to the next decade.
Let's go.
2000. Welcome to the millennium. An average school meal costs about
2000 is probably the best year yet.
$2.
Decade.
And this is what a refrigerator looked like.
In the
Okay, it looks
2000s,
more
the
normal.
government and schools started noticing a concerning rise of obesity. And because of that, many schools started providing healthier food options like grilled chicken. The chicken
Good.
was simply seasoned with salt and pepper. Nothing special, but it was the first step towards a more nutritious meal. They
That teriyaki chicken used to hit like crazy, bro. Who needs Panda Express?
also cut back on a lot of desserts and offered fresh fruits instead. So in the 2000s, school lunches was grilled chicken, celery and carrots, fresh fruits, and milk.
All right, here it is, the 2000
Was it
meal.
though?
I love how milk made a comeback. They brought fresh fruits, veggies, and grilled chicken. Kind of a boring meal.
Pretty healthy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Not bad.
Never gets old.
Good, simple chicken. Veggies were never exciting for me as a kid. Overall, I think I give this meal 2 apples because...
Valid?
Really? Yeah, because as an adult, I'll give it more, but as a kid, I give it 2 apples because it just wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like the 2000s wasn't that bad. I don't know about them, but we still had the chicken nuggets, the mozzarella cheese sticks, the graham crackers that was built like a fish. You know, you smash them into the cereal. Amazing. If you know, you know. We didn't get just grilled chicken.
If we're going from the perspective of a kid, this sucks. I'm giving it 1 apple.
We got one more decade left. Let's go see what it's all about. We've finally made it to our last decade, the 2010s. This is the
Okay.
rise of social media, the platform that you're watching me through, and an average school meal costs about $2.50, and this is what a refrigerator
You see, this is what a refrigerator is supposed to look like. This is amazing. Normal rectangle, not any of that weird build that y'all got going on.
looks like.
In 2010, lunch programs got an overhaul. The reduction of processed foods began, and more schools focused heavily on providing whole fresh foods like turkey or bologna wraps.
Processed, not processed. Yo, bro, just make it good, bro.
The wraps were nothing special, just some tortilla, meat, and cheese. So in 2010,
Are you
school
gonna
lunches
melt
was
it?
a simple wrap, salad, yogurt, and water.
And here it is, the 2000
No. We still got chocolate milk and milk. There's no point of giving us bottled waters when you have that thing that you could just... Okay, that looked crazy. But y'all get what I'm trying to say. We still had milk and chocolate milk.
10 school lunch. They got really healthy with this one. We got yogurt, simple salad, and a wrap. But let's go ahead and give this wrap a try and see if it's good.
That doesn't look that bad.
It's just a simple wrap. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
If I was in school, I'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait
Ours
to get
came
home and,
melted though.
Pizza.
Yeah, can we get pizza, Mom?
Yeah. I mean, they also gave yogurt. Someone give that a shot because, again, like nothing really kicks here. But I guess it's all for the betterment of like kids' health. As far as taste goes, I'm gonna give this a 1 apple.
You know, I want to give them
One?
one apple, but you gotta make it healthier for the kids. so
Definitely.
2 apples for me.
Hey.
And that was 100 years of school lunches.
Okay.
Let me know if I got your decade right, and let me know what you guys eat at your school in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.
I will say early 2010s gotta be the best just because a lot of the items that we had weren't listed on this video, but we had a variety. It was not just one dish. Let me know which decade y'all thought was the best. Let me know what y'all had for school food. Road to 700K subscribers. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Wax up for life. Love y'all and peace.